All right, guys, welcome back to the show. Bunch of things to talk about. I am traveling, I told you, but I have to come here and give you, I actually realized something that I think is huge. It's going to be incredible and could really send Bitcoin even a 10, 15x in the next 2 years. And I'm not joking, it's not clickbait. I genuinely mean it. So let me share everything with you. If you appreciate this content, me traveling, conferences, this and that, and I'm still here, please smash on 𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗏 like button. Let me know in a comment if you're here. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Fefe, and I bring you the best alpha ever. I bring you trades like this. We trade here. I give you all the news for the past 24 hours, for the next 24 hours, and I help you navigate the market. So just subscribe to the channel. Check me out on X. There is a link in the description. I share everything there as well. Guys, let's jump into it. Market does not look good. Okay, so if you look at the stocks, if you look at crypto, I mean, it's horrible. Like this is the monthly. On the daily, we do have a massive rebound. I'm going to talk about that in a second. Why I'm not extremely excited about this. We're going to talk about it. It's good. I'm happy, but I'm not. This is not something we should be, extremely cheering up, and I will show you why. Stocks do have a little bit of rebound, did have a little bit of rebound as well, which we're going to talk about as well. Now, yesterday was insane. So the S&P cleared $10 trillion in market cap in no time. Now, just as a comparison, crypto is 2.5 trillion total. Everything, every little shitcoin, institution, Bitcoin, everything, $2.5 trillion. Now, this is our entire industry. And the S&P wiped 10 trillion. That's 4 times our industry wiped in a single day, which is absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. So what I wanted to say, is this a single day or is this so one of the sharpest questions? Is it the index wiped that nearly 10? Yeah, exactly. It's yesterday. It's yesterday. It's not 2 days. Okay. So 62% of investors are now bearish on the stock market, mostly since financial crisis. It's very important. I'm going to get back to this in a second. Is that this is different. Yesterday we talked about the financial crisis and can it be, but it's a little bit different. You have to understand that in the financial crisis, things were breaking without, so to say, anybody wanting them to break. It wasn't like, we had all these wars happening and trade wars and whatnot, and people like Trump coming and hitting the drum. It wasn't like that, and this things started to crack. Things started to crack out of nowhere. So this is different because now we have someone, the orange man, standing in the White House, and he's beating this drum and he wants things to change. So this is an artificially engineered crash, which is good because it can be resolved very fast. And I'm going to show you a second why this is going to happen. Now, bankruptcy filings are up massively in the US, highest in 5 years. But the companies, the top 20 largest companies in the United States are all sub 30 daily RSI. That means sub 30 daily RSI means that they are completely oversold. Usually these are the bottoms for a long-term buy. Now, what happened yesterday was insane, and this is going back to the fact that this is not very similar to the financial crisis in terms of resolution. Yesterday, there was a fake news coming out that Trump has a 90-day stop on tariffs. The market, like the stock market, took a $7 trillion inflow on this fake news. It was fake news. $7 trillion, at 3.5 times our entire industry, okay? What does this show you? 2 things. One, there is massive capital sitting on the sideline, simply waiting to be deployed. Simply waiting for these 2 major parties, China and the US mostly, to come to a resolution and solve this problem. Why? Because even if it was just a stop, the news was 90-day stop. It wasn't 90 days of lower tariffs. It was 90 days of going back to the original. Like, we don't need to do it better. You just have to go back to the original that we've had for years and years and years. Market inflow was $7 trillion in the stock market, and as you have seen, we have seen a massive bounce in the crypto markets as well. Now, if this is true, like what is the real problem? Well, the problem is that this was fake news. Okay, so this is not real. That's why I'm not entirely sure about the pump, if it will last or not. But the second thing I wanted to show you about this, or tell you about this, is that this is how easy it will be to resolve this, and this is how easy it will be to bounce. I don't know when the resolution is coming. I don't know what the resolution is going to be. I don't know if we're going to have things breaking before there is a resolution. But it is clear from the, I don't know if you remember this, but when the SEC announced that they're going to accept the ETF, right? And there was all these fake news and they got hacked and it was like, the SEC approved the Bitcoin ETF and Bitcoin pumped 10%, all of these fake news. This is the same thing that you see here. What happened then? Bitcoin pumped 150% after it was officially approved. So what I'm saying is that once we get a resolution, this thing is going to fucking skyrocket and you will be sorry that you didn't buy. And I tweeted about this and I said that 2 years from now, where is this? Oh, by the way, I brought together like a top 20 stories. You should go down and read it. But I said you will look back at these times 2 years and feel like an idiot for not buying. You will. Mark this, bookmark this, clip it, do whatever it takes. You will feel like a fucking idiot for not buying today. It's simple. Okay, but what is the whole thing? What is happening? What is the big thing I'm talking about? What will kickstart and why will China kickstart the whole bull market? Simple. 17 countries now reached out to Trump. They want to solve the situation. The latest is Netanyahu, that we see Netanyahu, that we see him coming to the White House, and he said that they are going to eliminate the trade deficit. Of course, he has a massive interest in that, but he's first mover. He comes in, he's like received the shit ton of thing from the US. Like, this is the difference, and I'm not here to Netanyahu, what he does, what he doesn't do, Zelensky, what he does, what he doesn't do. I don't want to take sides on this, but what I want to say is that what I want to say is peace should happen and nobody should die. Like, that's the most important for me. But what I want to say is that that's the difference between getting a shit ton of equipment and money and whatever to resolve a situation, and then Zelensky comes in and he plays like a meh, meh, meh. And Netanyahu comes in and he says, you know what, we're going to eliminate the trade deficit. So anyway, but this is great news in terms of a country moving forward and eliminating the trade deficit with the United States. Now, EU, on the other hand, proposes a 25% counter tariffs on range of US imports. Takes effect from May 16th. So that means, again, there's no resolution, and I don't think it'll be in very short amount of time, we are going to see this trade war going on. And the biggest of the biggest of the biggest is China. China! It is China! Now the thing is, Trump has been talking about this forever. Like, if you know the Orange Man, I've been saying for a long time, this great country of the United States of America is being ripped off by China. China! So, he's been saying about China for a long time. Guys, I want to take a second here and tell you two things. One, please smash and obliterate that like button, because I would like you to, I would like this to spread out, and I would like this to, I'd like this to just be known by other people. The second is, I would like you to go down to the description and follow me on X. I'll show you what is happening. I'm sorry, I'm in the hotel room here, and I have some crazy shit going on here. I don't know what's happening. Okay, so I'd like you to go down to the description and follow me there for more alpha. I share with you everything I do, the trades, I share with you news, I share with you everything that happens straight out of the bat, no bullshit. Go and follow me down in the description. So there is a link in the description. Okay, that said, now why is this intro? What is really happening here, and why will they kickstart? Now, China has been going on about these US tariffs. It is a trade war between the United States and China. So they are doing countermeasures. 7 rare earth minerals. They blocked or restricted exports of earth minerals to all countries. It's not the United States, to all countries. China says, F you, we are going to punish other countries for your actions as well. Now, they are announcing today multiple things. They're reportedly planning to announce multiple things, which will most likely tank the market, just as an FYI. Major tariffs hikes on the US, ban on US poultry products, suspension of fentanyl-related cooperation, measures targeting US service trades. So China is going all in here. Now, remember how this whole thing started? Trump put the tariffs on them, and China came back and said, you know what, bitch? We're going to put tariffs on you as well. 34% extra. Retaliation tariffs. Now, here's the problem. It's becoming a massive war between these two nations. And it won't end well. Why? President Trump announced that it's retaliation to the Chinese retaliation tariffs. It's a retaliation of the retaliation of the retaliation. It's crazy. Anyway, the US will now impose an additional tariffs of 50% on Chinese goods. Bro, you don't understand what this means. 50% on top. So it's 104% of most goods. That's crazy. That's crazy. Anyway, China has until today to rescind the tariffs. They won't. And this will tank the market, I promise you. They won't. What will happen though is that they have a serious problem as well. So the China and so they won't. It's gonna be a big day. I'm gonna share everything with you what I see, but yeah, they won't, and I think the markets will tank. But China's yuan drops to its lowest against the US dollar since 2013. This is an interesting chart to look at for a couple of reasons. Now you look at this. And this basically shows you the Chinese yuan and the US dollar. Okay? Why is this interesting? How much do you have to pay? How much is one Chinese yuan costing US dollars? Now it cost, previously it was costing whatever, 15 cents, and now it costs 13 cents. And it is tanking. As you see, it is tanking hardcore. So why is this? It's gapping down actually. Why is this happening? And what does this indicate to us? And I want you to pay attention here. So when there is tariffs happening, and that is what we see now, that means that Chinese products will be less attractive. If Chinese products are less attractive, this means that not many people will purchase these products. So what can they do other than, because they can't control the tariffs, Trump put tariffs on them, they can't control that. What can they control? They can control the exchange rate between the US dollar and between their currency. Why? Because yes, there is a 34% tariff, but if you look at this, if they start devaluing their currency against the US dollar, looking at this only from September 2024, being down like 5%, but even if you look at this whole trade war, March 31st is down about 1.5%. We're talking about the largest economies in the world, so this is massive. 1.5% is insane. It will be more attractive for US companies to purchase Chinese products, even if there are tariffs, because the devaluation of the currency. So there are discussions about a potential artificial devaluation of the Chinese the Chinese yuan, to counter US tariffs, making the goods cheaper in dollars and therefore making it more attractive. Demand for Chinese goods may rise. It's a very strategic move. Now, the challenge here is the following. Everything depends on China. China develops the UN response to today's large additional US tariffs that sets off a global risk off that hits emerging markets first, and then if it persists, spills back to the US. So why is this risky? It is risky because there is, I'm going to talk about this in a second as well, but there is $60 trillion in deposits in China, $60 trillion sitting in cash, Chinese people money sitting in there in yuans in the bank. 60 trillion. Now the problem is, if they start devaluing their currencies artificially just to try to increase trade exports, that can backfire in a massive way in the region and in the world. So capital will start flowing out, and that will simply collapse the system. So they have to be very careful on what they do. But this is not unprecedented. We've seen this happen in 2015. So you've seen in 2015 that China is devaluing the yuan consciously. Why did they do it? Exactly for the same freaking reason. They devalued it because they needed the exports to increase. They needed to make it more affordable for people to buy Chinese products. So as it explains very, very nicely, what they basically did is that they started decreasing, again, devalued their own currency compared to the US dollar, and therefore it was cheaper for people to purchase products from there. Guess what happens then? Because what do? We're talking about inflation. It's the same thing. Inflation is devaluation of the currency, basically. Very simply put. So your currency is worth less. So when you start devaluing your currency, you need to do what? You need to preserve the value. How do you preserve the value? You buy risk-off assets. You don't buy stocks. You buy precious metals. You buy government bonds. You buy Bitcoin. Of course. That's the clearest way of going about it. Why? The ultimate hedge against inflation. What else would you buy? So 2015 August, China devalues their own currency. Guess what happens to Bitcoin? Bitcoin goes from merely $200 in the coming years to all the way to 20,000. And I'm not saying this is all the result of them, but it's definitely something that it kickstarts. And if you look at it over the following year, there is a 300% increase on Bitcoin's price. It's 2015. As you see, this is a negative correlation as they devalue their own currency. So I'm not saying it is going to happen, but one thing is certain. If for any reason they start devaluing the currency consciously, there is $60 trillion in domestic deposits sitting there. Even if 1% of that wants out, that's $600 billion. That's 1%. No, that's hold on a second. 60 trillion, 600 billion, 60 billion. $60 billion that is sitting there. Just if it's 1% wants out, that is going to be deployed. And that's only, again, 1%, not considering everything else. So this is directly correlated, and I do believe that we can see a devaluation of the currency, and I do think that it will increase the potential of a potential Bitcoin run, like a massive Bitcoin run. I do believe personally, in the next 5 years, Bitcoin is going to be between 800,000 to 1.5 million dollars. This could be partially, obviously, due to stuff like this. Now, let me look at the chart for a second. Guys, I would like you to smash and obliterate that like button if you're here. If you want to find more alpha, make sure to follow me on X. There's a link in the description. Let me show you the charts here. Today, I do think we are going to drop, so I just want to show you the Bitcoin chart. I don't really have time to go through all the trades. We do have the 100x Club and whatever, where I give you all the trades. There's a link in the description to all my socials. You want to check them out. But I do think on every single time frame, this is a retrace. I am long, but I'm going to get out. This is a 50% retrace. If we get a 15-minute market structure shift, which is going to happen here, I do think we are going to go lower. I'm going to short. This is going to be my stop loss out here at 82,800. So I do think that this is, and again, I always talk about it. Elevator down, stairs up. You always want to be on the elevator. So if you want to do anything, short today, but rather don't do anything else. Now, I've got some random news. I want you to listen to this clip from Michael Saylor. I will actually, you know what? I'll actually just retweet this now. And you will be able to, I'll just say, listen to this clip now. Okay, so you go and check that out. I will actually include this in the description. So when you click on my X profile, this is what you're going to see. I want you to listen to this because I'm gonna have a keynote speak. I have a vlog. It's called the $1 Billion Hustle. Oh my God, where is that? I want to show you this. You go into $1 Billion Hustle, and I'm writing a viral speech, and it's exactly about what Saylor is talking about here. It's exactly about understanding Bitcoin. And in this vlog, I explain exactly how I build this and what we do. I have a weekly vlog that is basically following me around and showing you what I do in my life. It's pretty awesome. There's a link in the description. Definitely go and check that out. But it will correlate very much with what Saylor is saying here. So I just wanted to mention here, so I have it on the record. It's pretty exciting. World Liquidify is testing an airdrop with their new USD stable. MicroStrategy has a 5.9 billion unrealized loss. Everybody's losing their minds. Oh, MicroStrategy is going to go under. Bruv, they're not going to go under. This is just an unrealized loss due to accounting. It's nothing to do with anything else, so I think it's not a problem. 𝗧𝗍 has been elected as a strategic advisor for Pakistan, which is kind of crazy. I just thought I'm going to bring it here as a random news. And an ETH BTC RSI hits lowest level in history. Guys, one more thing. I do have an incredible opportunity for you. I trade on Bluefin. I love Bluefin. They are a non-KYC exchange available worldwide, even in the United States without a VPN. There's a link in the description to them. 2 reasons to sign up today. One, if you get messy, above all the other reasons. Non-KYC, great exchange. Custodies at a third party. That means that they don't hold your money on the exchange. If it got bankrupt, hacked, whatever, you still have your funds. But one is that if you sign up today, you can get massive bonuses. If you see you deposit $300, you get a $100 bonus. If you deposit $50, you get a $30 bonus. So if you have $50 only, I think it's an incredible opportunity. And even if you used my link already, you can get massive bonuses. You see them in the description. But the second reason is that if you trade using my link on Bluefin and you hit 1 million trading volume a month, which sounds crazy, but it's not. Actually, it's not. If you trade like $5,000, you're easily gonna hit that. You have a chance to win a private consultation with me. So I'm going to see the UIDs. All you have to do, go down to the description, sign up to 𝗏𝗏𝗡, trade on the account, and come to the shows. Guys, truly appreciate every single one of you. This sneeze has been coming the entire show, but I got it in the end. Thank you so much for being here. Truly appreciate you. Click to these videos to check them out. Click here to subscribe to the channel. Check all the links in the description. Come to the shows, and I believe I will see you in the next one. Take care.